Despite easing of tensions along the line of actual control, Indian troops continue to remain on high alert along the LAC in Ladakh. Your channel Doordarshan has learned from highly placed sources that China has completed almost its withdrawal of its troops by almost 2 kilometers in the contested Hot Springs and Galwan area of eastern Ladakh on the second consecutive day today. While the two nations, India and China, engage in meaningful level talks at multiple levels, especially between our National Security Advisor and Chinese Foreign Minister, but on ground zero also there are first signs of de-escalation becoming more and more visible, especially in eastern Ladakh, as the Chinese armies, we have learned, has removed tents and started to withdraw its troops from Galwan Valley. We have a detailed report. Take a look.
Post June 15th face-off between Indian and Chinese troops in Ladakh's Galwan Valley, there has been easing of tensions at the LAC. Sources say Chinese troops have pulled back 1.5 to 3 kilometers beginning on Monday. Meanwhile, Indian troops are on alert, ensuring the borders are fully secured. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi held a telephonic conversation on Sunday which lasted for almost 2 hours, during which they agreed on disengagement of troops along the line of actual control at the earliest. Efforts are gathering momentum to reduce the tension at the LAC between India and China. While the two nations engaged in meaningful talks between NSA and Chinese Foreign Minister, on ground zero the first signs of de-escalation became visible in eastern Ladakh as the Chinese army removed tents and started to withdraw its troops from Galwan Valley. Fighter jets of IAF along with air assets like Sukhoi and MiG-29 are carrying out aerial surveillance of the region along the LAC. Indian Air Force has also deployed Apache attack helicopters Mi-17 in Ladakh to provide tactical support to the ground forces if needed, besides using the Chinook heavyweight choppers to help in the movement of men and equipment amid tensions with China. The increased air deployment also includes regular combat air patrols, besides flying a host of surveillance aircraft to monitor the situation.
The night operations have an inherent element of surprise. The Indian Air Force is fully trained and ready to undertake entire spectrum of operations in any environment with the help of modern platforms and motivated personnel.
हम जितने वायु यादव यहाँ पे हैं, सबका मनोबल बहुत ऊंचा है, आसमान से भी ऊंचा है और नव स्पर्श दीप्तम, touch the sky with glory.
Tough terrains, snow-clad mountains, 12 to 18,000 feet altitude, IAF has deployed its most critical air assets in air patrolling and surveillance and is combat ready to confront any challenge.
We have been flying by day and night and ensuring that we are totally capable as well as prepared to land at any place, at any point of time, be it day or night, and we will surely prove ourselves when time comes. I can assure my country people that they can continue to sleep in rest and they need not to worry about any circumstances on border, because we are here to take care of you.
Meanwhile, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh on Tuesday reviewed the ongoing projects of Border Road Organisation. The meeting, which took place in New Delhi, was attended by Director General BRO Lieutenant General Harpal Singh and other senior officials. The BRO DG gave a presentation about the work being done to boost infrastructure in border areas of the country. The BRO develops and maintains the operational road infrastructure in the border areas. Just recently, Prime Minister Modi's Ladakh visit bolstered the morale of the troops deployed in forward locations, and PM also met the injured Jawans. PM Modi not only spoke about the threefold increase in infrastructure projects along the border areas and lauded the work done by the BRO. India's big push to infrastructure projects along the forward areas is seen as big add-on in India's military prowess. US military strategist speaking exclusively to DD said, India's ramping up infrastructure in Ladakh and other areas along the LAC and changing the balance of power is what has unnerved China.
India is providing infrastructure in those areas and quite changing the balance of power. Mr. Modi is focused on infrastructure. I mean, I'm not a pro-Modi person. I'm not an anti-Modi person. But his focus on infrastructure is very real.
India responded befittingly to all tactics displayed by China along the LAC. One big step in this direction was banning at least 59 Chinese apps, hence sending out a stern message to China. India has taken several steps to secure personal data and national security, and several other countries have taken a cue from India. US Foreign Minister Mike Pompeo has said that Donald Trump government is considering a ban on Chinese social media apps, including TikTok. In an interview on Monday with Fox News, Pompeo said it is something the US is looking at. He warned the US citizens that they should be cautious in using TikTok, otherwise their private information could get into the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. Former US National Security Advisor John Bolton has said that China has one of the largest cyber warfare programs in the world and that Huawei and ZTE are arms of the Chinese state.
When you see a border clash, as we recently did between India and China, this sort of behavior, I think, worries everybody on China's periphery, and it worries the United States because there are key interests involved for us in all of the countries on that periphery. These two entities are not commercial telecommunications firms. They are arms of the Chinese state. They are part of the effort to gain control of the economic space around the world.
Meanwhile, Australia is also considering banning Chinese apps. US has already banned ZTE and has phased out Huawei from 5G network. China's ploy of adopting cyber warfare tactics and expansionist policies stand completely exposed. Many nations are now rallying their support with India, hence adding more to China's global isolation. Newsnight Desk, DD India.